So I'm at this point now where I said I was going to be, so I'll show that in a second. But one thing I just want to show you guys, when I'm sanding, I look for inconsistencies. And so when I see that, I see little cracks like this that, like when I'm going to break this edge. So these really tiny ones, they're not going to be seen, right? But this one here, it goes out a little bit too far. I've already done my putty work on my seams already, right? So I want to make sure that when I'm done, before I go any further, I'm going to be looking towards my outside edges, and I'm going to make sure that I catch everything at this point in time. And I'm going to do a little spot putty, and then if I run out of something to do, I'll just grab another door, right? So it all needs to be done right, and then this is the fastest way, because like if I grind this down and there's nothing to fill, all I do is sand out my marks. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to go back to here. I'm just going to finish this off, and I kind of go back into the corner and I feather out my pressure, and then I let go of this. So after that point, as I said, this goes into a taper. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to start overlapping inside this area, and where my finger's going, that's the outside of the orbital. So it's just going to be going towards the outside, but not going to the outside. Okay, so I'm going to just more or less go with the grain, going back and forth, just going with the grain like that. There is one point that I do cross grain, because I want to make sure that this is totally flat. Being the back side, you know, it has some forgiveness, semi-exposure, but on the face side, when that reflection of the light happens on this surface here, it has to be perfectly flat. And just to show the beauty of the wood, the beauty of the finish, and Bob's your uncle. So I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to keep on going. So again, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to explain what I just did. So you're seeing me go around in circles. The reason why I do that versus going back and forth, an amount of aggression, doing those circles is much more aggressive than just going back and forth with pressures. The reason, I don't know exactly the reason why that is, but I have found that's how it behaves. So I am aggressive when it comes to it, my first grind, right? Because I want to get down. I'm going to show a second. I'm just going to find my pencil here. Right here. So I'm going to illustrate exactly what we're trying to achieve. So this is your bottom of your veneer, we'll say, and this is the core. This is my particle board on the inside. So anyways, here's your veneer. At rough state, like over here, at rough state, top of your veneer is like this, right? With the wood grain. Okay, so the first grind that I'm doing, I'm sanding out this. All this is gone. Okay, so now you're left with these marks here. Okay, all these little pits here, still. Okay, so that's this stage here. And then of course you have the rest of the wood figure, the wood grain, the pits, whatnot. So anyways, after this, I'm going to do another pass, moderate pressure on my pass. So it's going to go down to about here. Okay, and the next pass, I'm going to go down here. And the next pass will go down here. And the next pass here. And I'm just going to say, like, typically this doesn't exist. So typically after this, you're just going to have the little slits of wood pits, the natural wood pits left over. And so And you will still have an extra veneer that I would actually be able to strip and refinish again if I wanted to. There's still enough veneer. You know, this veneer is a 32nd of an inch thick. So to me, this is what my brain sees when I first do it. When I first look at veneer, or I look at a strip and refinish job that someone's already done, I kind of have to sense how much thickness of veneer there is to work with. And veneer work, that is. Anyways, I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll show you the next step when it comes down to our next pass.